So this is exactly how to make your GoHighLevel website or funnel completely responsive on mobile. And I'll be honest with you, you're not going to like the answer too much, right? And it does require a little bit of explanation just beforehand as well. So I'm diving into that for a few minutes and I'll tell you exactly what is what. So with the good website builder, you have different viewports, okay? So you have, for example, widescreen, right? Super wide, big screen, desktop, right? Laptop, tablet, horizontal and also vertical, right? For whether the different way rounds. And from then you can actually adjust what, and this is the case for WordPress, right? If you're using something like WordPress and Elementor, you can actually adjust what it looks like on every single view, and there'll be like 7 total views, so like something completely ridiculous. And that's really good, right? Whereas the GoHighLevel is basically, okay, you have either it's relatively big or it's an old ass phone which is absolutely tiny, and therefore it's going to see like a normal brand new iPhone, let's say iPhone Pro Max or anything. It's going to basically think your mobile is the desktop, right? So there's going to be so many of these elements that you can change it on desktop, right? And it's actually going to change what it looks like on phone as well. So it kind of completely negates everything to do with the responsivity mode. I mean, some features will work, but there's certain things like, for example, with your paragraph, if you're centering it in the middle of the screen rather than on the left or the right, that change won't actually happen on mobile, right? And this is as of 2025 November. I mean, it might change very, very soon. Who knows? But a lot of the stuff that you essentially change for mobile responsivity will only change it on the small screens which you might not have and maybe your fucking grandma does, right? And realistically that's no good. So the solution is you basically need to design your desktop site to be responsive on mobile. So pretty much every single element needs to be in the center. It needs to be a very, very simplistic design. You can't do anything too crazy on desktop because it will just completely mess up the mobile. Another thing you can do is, in fact, let me pull it up. Some super basic template, right, on the GoHighLevel website builder. And this is obviously the mobile mode. What you can do, right, and you can even see here, like, it is literally a perfect example. It has start now. It's just such a weird place to have a start now button in here. What you can do is hide certain sections on like desktop. So if you go to styles, then what the thing to do is to duplicate it, right? So I've duplicated that section, and then I can hide that section on mobile, and then I can hide that section on desktop. So now I can play around with it a little bit more. So that's one way you can go about it, but then you pretty much need to design 2 different websites completely. But yeah, when you actually go to check it on your phone, it's going to look very different to what actually happens on here, especially with the sort of padding on the sides and everything. It just gets a bit of a nightmare. That's not a very good template, is it, with a bunch of random shit like that? But that's essentially how you need to just build this super simplistic. An example would be, let's just ignore that. I did not make this template, by the way. Yeah, it's just a very like vertical design. Everything's in the center, everything's in the middle. You can't kind of put stuff over the left and format it too nicely. You have to put your sort of text before the images, otherwise the images will just show up first on mobile, etc. That's just a classic thing, though. But yeah, that's pretty much how. So make your desktop site responsive for mobile, and then you're going to be golden. And that's just the caveat. I mean, I still use GoHighLevel Word, well, like website builder and everything like that for certain projects, just if you need something done to a relatively okay standard but quickly. But I use WordPress for kind of my custom sort of projects, which I don't necessarily recommend using. There's probably better things like Framer, etc. But I just know how to use WordPress and I'm good at it. And therefore I can design beautiful websites that are sort of very, very much optimized. So yeah, it's super important that you make your website responsive for mobile, because more often than not, that's the majority of the visitors. So I hope this helped. Any questions, let me know. Bish bash bosh. Speak soon.